Hello, and welcome to Travel Stories Unpacked, where we talk about all things travel, from the silly to the serious and everywhere in between. So if you love hearing different stories about travel and all of the opinions that go along with that, then you have come to the right place. I am your host, Ashley Newton, and thank you for tuning in today as we are going to unpack cruises. We've talked about cruises in some other episodes, but we're finally going to do a nice deep dive into cruising. And my guest for this topic is Kevin Kelly.
Hey.
And Kevin is known sort of as like a resident cruise expert. You know, he won our cruise chat championship that we did on Travel Agent Tips, which you can find on KSHM Travel Group's YouTube channel. But you've also been orchestrating what's called the Super Cruise, the iconic Super Cruise, for I believe you said over like 30 years.
We just had our 30th anniversary Super Cruise, yes.
So
we've done it for 30 years.
The Super Cruise, just give us a brief understanding of what this crazy event is at sea.
So when I got in the travel business, we used to do groups and friends and family get together and we'd come home on the day before Super Bowl Sunday on that Saturday, and then we'd all get together on Sunday. I said, geez, why don't we come up with an idea where we can go out to sea, have a big Super Bowl party. Everybody thought I was crazy. I was crazy when I look back at it. But our first year, we went on the SS Norway, which is the largest ship in the world, 72,000 tons at the time. And we put together some fun on board where we watched the Super Bowl. It's a watch party at sea. And all the kind of gaming that you have at your local pub or in the office, we have that out at sea. And that's what we do. We had 810 people that year, and that group has grown to as high as 1,650 people. And but it averages about 1,000 people over the last 30 years. And we just got back with our 30th anniversary Super Cruise, and we were aboard the Symphony of the Seas, which is, you know, at one time was the largest cruise ship in the world. Now we have the Icon class, but I'm sure we'll do out of that, yeah.
Well, and, you know, when I met Kevin, you know, we both work for KSHM Travel, and he was telling me about this Super Cruise, and I had never heard of it, but keep in mind, not a sports fan, so it's not really for my demographic. But then after you mentioned it, I feel like I've seen it everywhere. Like, locally, it's a bit of a legend. Like, I was just walking my dog in the park, and I, you know, just noticed the person in front of me was wearing a Super Cruise shirt from, like, a while back, still in great condition.
Yeah. Everybody gets a shirt every year, and I think when I came over here to KHM, Michelle, she sent me a picture of her as a kid in her nightshirt, and her nightshirt was her grandfather's T-shirt off of the Super Cruise, and she had it on. And I think it was the second Super Cruise we ever did, so that was like in 1995. Her grandfather was with us on the Super Cruise. Yeah, and she had it on, so yeah.
Yeah, so that's so cool. I feel like
fun.
it really fosters this really fun community, and, you know, like, people are excited to see it and to share it. So obviously that was not your first cruise, was getting into this crazy huge group event that you do. So when did you first get into cruising?
I was a firefighter, and this was my side hustle.
You were a firefighter?
Firefighter for 33 years.
I don't think I knew that about you, Kevin.
Sure, count them. Anyways, yeah, I was a Cleveland
That's incredible.
I was a Cleveland firefighter for 33 years. And when I was a young single guy, me and my buddies, we'd go down to Miami, and we'd rent a sailboat, and we'd sail down the Florida Keys. Well, the boat got stuck one time, operator error. And as we sat there, a cruise ship went by, and we thought, maybe we should go on a cruise next time, let the drive into somebody else. And, you know, at that time, the Love Boat was a big show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever watched a Love Boat, you know, for you it'd be like watching oldies. But I think they're in color. But anyway.
No, they are, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, and the Love Boat, there was a lot of moms and daughters that would travel together, and they always wore high heels around the pool. So we thought, perfect. That's for a bunch of single guys. That's where we should be.
Absolutely. Let's go.
So anyways, I went with single guys. We had a great time. Came home and told my mom, I said, you have to get on a cruise. And my dad didn't want to go. He thought it was all this formality and all this stuff going on. I said, no, it's a great vacation. You need to get on board. And when we were kids, we'd get a hotel room, pull one mattress and throw it on the floor. There'd be 5 kids in the room. And my mom and dad would have the bed. And, you know, if we weren't roughing it, that means the hotel had a pool, you know? So
yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So my mom had never really been on a vacation, or we got a cottage a couple times, a cabin, and she was still cooking all that. So we got her to go. My dad said, hey, see if anybody else wants to go, and I'll go. Well, we ended up with 56 people that year. The next year it moved to 100 people, and that group kind of grew. And that was just friends and family that wanted to go along. And that's really.
Do you ever cruise without a whole entourage, or are you just going in with a big group every time?
I'm going next week just with one other couple.
Oh, that sounds nice. Where are you going?
I'm going on Celebrity, the Apex. So the last time I was on Celebrity Cruise Lines was 30 years ago.
So probably a lot has changed.
A lot has changed. Yeah. So I'm really, really excited about getting back out to sea. And that's, so that's kind of how I got into it. And then we, like I said, the Super Cruise. But then now, people talk about when you go, what's your favorite destination and that. And my destination is the cruise ship. So I'm going to go see a new class of ship that I've never seen before. And I just thrive on that.
I was curious because I'm the sort of person, I've been on a few cruises, all for work. I'm still waiting to take my true vacation cruise because I really want to. But I'm the sort of person, I love the port days, and I'm definitely getting off, and I'm definitely doing an excursion. So do you always stay on the ship?
So we are opposites. Yeah. I really enjoy the ship. I like the ports. I'll get off and bum around, or if something's going in, I just went snorkeling love snorkeling, love getting out in the water. We were in Aruba, went on a snorkeling trip and then spent some time at shore and found a pub which had some great entertainment and that type of stuff. Love it, love bouncing around or eating a shark. But sometimes I just love that sea day, the day, I should say, port day, when nobody's on the ship. And you have it to yourself. I got a story. So my buddy and I, we were with one of these big groups. It was the Super Cruise, and we were at Grand Cayman. And at Grand Cayman, you have to tender back and forth to the port. So we were sitting there, and we could see 7 Mile Beach, and people came back to the ship, and it was on one of the new Carnival ships. And we said, yeah. They go, what'd you do today? We said, we found $1 billion resort right on the water. Lunch was included. We paid for our drinks, but lunch was included, and we had a lounge chair right on the water. They're like, wow, where did you go? We said, we never left the ship. It was just a fabulous day.
Yeah. I would be tempted now that I've gone to some of these same cruise ports over and over again to maybe do that one day to really enjoy the empty ship, because that does seem like a really good way to go. Yeah.
It's like yacht cruising, for the day.
A little bit of moment of luxury. And I bet even the mood is just a bit calmer on those days, less hustle and bustle.
You would think. And this particular day I'm talking about, though, the ship's comedian, he was looking for somebody to hang with, so he sat down with us, and all we did is crack jokes all afternoon.
Oh my gosh, that's
with
so fun! With
Pavarotti playing in the background, So
that sounds amazing.
It was fun, yeah. There's always these different experiences, yeah.
Well, and being a pro, I would say, a pro cruiser at this point, do you partake in getting a beverage package, or are you a pay-as-you-go kind of guy?
Oh no, I have to do the beverage package.
Yeah.
We tried doing a pay-as-you-go. I reached the next level with Royal Caribbean a little while ago, and there's some drinks are included each day. And the beverage guy came up and talked to me. My wife, he said, well, do you guys sure you don't want to do the beverage package? And she's like, no, I think, we'll just buy some more drinks. He goes, well, you're already doubled what you get in a day. We hadn't even gone to dinner yet. So anyway, I'm a beverage package, if but I take advantage of the whole beverage package. I mean, I go down and get the smoothies, the sports drinks, I like to hit the gym in the morning and I get the smoothies, and by noon, you might have a mimosa with breakfast, and then, whatever happens in the afternoon, then you get the evening, and there's a lot going on, so.
For sure. Yeah. For me, it's not necessarily worrying about making sure it's cost effective. It's the ease. I like knowing it's paid before I even get on board. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to keep that mental tab going during my trip. So I'm a fan of it too.
Yeah. So I just, I'm going actually on vacation. I'm not going on a travel agent rate. I'm going on a regular customer, I'm going as a regular customer, and I'm booked into a rate that includes the beverage package, gratuities, and which all of us as agents sell, and a beverage package, gratuities, and Wi-Fi. So it's included already. So
fantastic.
The price of our trip it already includes, it's all inclusive already before we even leave the port. So I don't even have to add the beverage package or add the Wi-Fi. And that's the kind of trip I like, the all inclusiveness of a trip, So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Just transparent.
Yeah.
Upfront, no hidden surprises.
And customers like that as well. Sometimes you'll go out there and you'll go to the cruise line's website and they'll see a price and they don't have taxes included and that type of thing. Which nobody really advertises taxes included. If you go buy a shirt,
right, yeah.
You just have to expect. But, in the business, we always advertise the whole package together. Here's the taxes, the whole, so a lot of groups that we put together, we add these packages together, and people really like that they really thrive on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All as one package.
I'd be like, yes, thank you.
Before you leave, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
As far as other like add-ons or things that you can do to make your cruise a little bit more elevated, something I've really come to love is the specialty dining.
Oh yeah.
Are you a specialty dining sort of guy?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have never been on a cruise, Kevin, how would you explain specialty dining?
So I love going to a steakhouse on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And so if I pay $60 more for that dinner, that's a dinner that, if I buy the package ahead of time, and you get like 3, so it works out to $60 a dinner possibly,
that's really
something
good.
Like that. Yeah, $180. They had a package, get it on sale, whatever. But anyways, so we talk about $60. I mean, myself and Donna, my wife, if we went out, for $120. That's a $300 meal here at a
you can't.
restaurant. And it's first class. I mean, it's just, I'm not a first class kind of guy, but
maybe in spirit.
In spirit, yeah. Quarter zips and t-shirts, quarter zips in the winter and t-shirts in the summer. That's me. But anyway, but yeah, I do enjoy that. If we go to the hibachi, we love doing the hibachi. We love doing the steakhouse. Love seafood, doing the seafood restaurants. So like the last cruise I was on, those are the 3 specialty dinings with an upcharge that I did. Paid for it ahead of time, bought it. It was a Black Friday sale. We purchased it. And, and that was all included then when we got on board. And it's something special. The dining on board is outstanding, and I absolutely love going into the main restaurant. But this is just like you said, a little elevated.
Yeah,
it's a little something extra, a little treat. And sometimes it's breaking away. If you're with a group, it's a chance for you to break away and do your own thing.
Find that time as an individual or as a couple or whatever. Yeah. And I've also never really been like mad at the main dining. Like most of the time I'm actually like excited to go back, get more escargot, but I do like having that breakup, so that little moment, and it is nice, get a little extra fancy dressed up or something.
When it was introduced, I'm like, oh boy, why am I spending additional money?
Right.
I can get a steak in the restaurant. And then so probably the first year or two, I didn't do it. I poo-pooed it, you know what I mean? And then Donna and I went. We absolutely loved the experience. And then my family, her brothers, sisters, they travel with us. And they're the same way. Why should we do it? So then we started buying it every year for them for Christmas. That was our gift to them.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
And then we go together. And it's a riot. It's just something special. It's something different. We have a riot. We love dinner in the dining room. The waiters are fun. This year, we're on the cruise, and you talk about different dining experience. So they had us in the corner of the dining room. We had a few tables that were together. We were friends. And the one waiter loves karaoke. So he brought the karaoke machine out of his room, had it underneath the one table.
Stop it. Did he karaoke?
After dinner, he yanks that thing out, throws it on the table, and off to the races. The restaurant was cleared out, and all the waiters are dancing around the table.
Was he good? Was he like a good
he was
singer,
excellent,
performer?
excellent.
I would love that.
This guy was a Filipino guy that just, could sing. Yeah.
So if you had to guess, how many cruises have you been on?
I stopped counting at 100.
Fair enough.
Years ago.
All right. So you said that your first one was on the largest cruise ship at the time.
Yes.
And then I know recently you got to go on the current largest cruise ship in the world, which is the Icon of the Seas with Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
So, just seeing all these different ships over the years, what is your impression of, where we are now and what this new crazy ship is like?
God's created some miracles, and the engineers that can build these things that figures them out. I'm blown away every time I get on. Just the things they come up with on these ships, it's just amazing. It's a floating city.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about it. And some people like all-inclusive resorts. That's their thing. They want a beach chair and sit on the beach all day. I love all the activities going on a ship, and it's a floating city, and they've just added that much more to the Icon. The thing that differentiates the Icon, many cruise ships out there, about 20%, 30% of the rooms are what they call high occupancy cabins, where, before when the ship is sold out means that 20 or 30% of the rooms have 3 or 4 guests in them. Okay. Even though they'll accommodate all the rooms, they'll accommodate 3 or 4 guests or 3 guests. They have a limit to how many they're going to have on board. The Icon of the Seas is really built for families. Okay. So you have the people that are Disney lovers, and people like maybe my wife and I, a must-do trip now, if we had young children, would be the Icon. And 80% of the rooms on this ship are high occupancy cabins. There's rooms that can accommodate 8 people, 6 people, 4 people. You can have grandma and grandpa in this room, and it's attached to this room, which is attached to this room.
Yeah,
so
that
you can
seems
have kids,
really great.
mom and dad. So it's really designed. And then the whole ship flows around family. There's just so much going on with the adult areas kind of up in their area. They have a dueling piano bar, which they added. I mean, they've taken these things from land, the things that work the best on land, and they bring them to sea. So they had dueling pianos. It's up on the second story of the promenade. And now, they have a second floor. Before they didn't have it on the Oasis class ships. But that's something that, just an adult thing. So if you're an adult, you have all that stuff going on, all that entertainment for you as well. If you have families, all the shows are family friendly, as well as all the activities that go on throughout the ship. It's just a great family vacation.
I haven't been on a lot of different cruise lines, but I have sailed with Royal a few times, and I was blown away at the caliber of the shows, because that is I love that. I love seeing, I've always just been that sort of person that no matter what the show or the event, I'm front row, eyes glued to the performers, and I've been truly blown away, especially the first time I saw an ice skating show on a moving ship in the middle of the ocean. I was like, I can't ice skate on the ground. How are these people doing this? It's really impressive. And
then on the Symphony, we were just on it. Besides the ice skating show, then they set off 200 drones that were just flying through the air through the. And it's just one thing after another.
That's crazy.
It was great.
Well, the Aqua Theater shows
that's my favorite show at sea.
Yeah.
All the acrobats that go on and dancing, and it's just
it's impossible to watch something like that and not get swept up in the adrenaline. I mean, it's a really impressive time.
And they keep making the ships more to my liking. The thing that they've done now is they've included sports bars on ships.
Yeah, and self-leveling pool tables.
Pool tables, But years ago, you'd have to go in the casino to watch a sporting event on TV, and then you might get in there, and they might have ESPN International, and you were watching steeplechases and cricket. Now
what's a steeplechase?
It's the horses jumping over the steeples.
Okay.
Horses.
I said earlier, not a sports gal, don't come for me.
But somebody watching this go, that's not Joanna watching, say that's not what a steeplechase really is. But I don't know.
Correct us. We're happy to learn. Whatever.
But now, I mean, you go on the Icon of the Seas. It's as big as the sports bar up the street, the biggest sports bar up the street. It's a full horseshoe bar. TV, there isn't a bad seat in the place. If I'll be on next week, you can go into the sports pub now. I can watch women's NCAA basketball, because that's the hottest thing on the planet right now, and I'm all intrigued. And I don't have to, I can leave home and watch it. And
no FOMO for sports fans anymore when they hit the high seas.
Right. In the early days, I used to say that, some of the big shots at the cruise lines, man, a sports bar would really be great. They go, no. The idea is to get away. You don't need that. And I'm like, yeah, you guys just don't want to build one. But they've responded, and you can go in there. I was on last year, and I watched a Browns game in there, and they had 4 different TVs, different games on. Everybody had their game day shirts on. and it was fun. You're with people from all around the country, all around
Yeah.
the world, yeah. And then around the world, they have a soccer. Not a big soccer. I don't really know the sport that well, but I know that if you kick it in the goal, that you score. But sometimes you got to wait an hour to see that. But anyways, people that they would pack. They'll pack the place for a soccer match, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the things that I love, the entertainment on board. I go to the shows. I'm a show guy. I love it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, no matter what, if you want to hit the sports bar, if you want to hit the casino, if you want to do the shows, I mean, we've just barely scratched the surface, and we don't have enough time in this podcast to cover all the things that you can do on board a ship. But I do think it's important to acknowledge how different all the cruise lines are, and, like, how do you like find the one that fits your personality, like that's gonna be like the best for you. So how do you walk like your clients through that, or help other travel agents understand, you know, like how to start matching the cruise client to the cruise line?
Yeah, it pretty much what they do on shore is what they do at sea. You know what I mean? You have different levels of hotels. You know what I mean? So these clients had a great summer last year when they stayed at I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express and had a great time. You know what I mean? So that level of cruise line might fit them. You know, other clients, you know, they've traveled, they're world travelers, and that's a whole different class of ship for them. You know, they're your luxury clients. So, and then we discussed, you have your family clients, you know, and
adult only now is an option.
Adult only, yeah. So you can go on Virgin Voyages. We'll give them a plug. You know, see Jeff.
Not paying us for it.
No, yeah, see Jeff. Yeah, exactly. Adult only, and that's a huge hit. Now, you know, they came out swinging. So yeah, it's just there's a lot to match your client to, and then you know, multi-generational is huge now. Grandpa's taking the whole family. He's got his kids and his kids' kids, and so he's got. You know, they're and Grandpa's picking up the tab. Grandma, it's usually Grandma. She's got the money. Grandpa just. But anyways, you know, they're dumping, you know, $50,000 for the family to go on a vacation, and that's not uncommon anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing isn't uncommon is, you know, matching a client with a cruise. You get companies now where it used to be incentive travel, and we'd see you'd have to earn the top tier to get to go on the vacation. Now we got a dentist office that close down the whole office and bring the whole gang, you know, and let's do some team bonding and let's go on a cruise, you know. Yeah. So you find the right cruise for them. But yeah, you can pretty much, you know, the restaurants they like to go to on land, you know, is the restaurants, you know, where you'd want to go there. The type of shows and entertainment they like on land, so that's kind of a lot of.
For sure.
Where you're at, yeah.
So it sounds like if you are listening and considering going on your first cruise, that of course we're going to recommend working with a cruise expert, a cruise travel agent that can just have all this wealth of knowledge and help you figure out the right one. Because I would hate for somebody who's really more of a, you know, maybe a river cruise client or more of a, you know, expedition type of client to have their first time be on a really large ocean cruise and it just not be a good fit and be turned off from that type of vacation forever, because there are so many different types.
I would say if you don't go with a travel agent, you're nuts. You're missing out on a lot of stuff that should be coming your way.
Yeah.
You know, the travel agents have a lot of value to add, not only because of their expertise, but they have other pre-negotiated value in it. You know what I mean? Whether it's onboard credit, whether it's a better price because, you know, we have headquarter group pricing where we have 5,500 sailings, you know, that's pre-negotiated rates. So there's a lot of tremendous value going with that travel agent because they can help you not only price-wise, but then giving you maybe upgrades or include other inclusives, you know, that you wouldn't get if you did it another way.
And take it from Kevin, like he knows his stuff. Like he's the expert here. Okay, so we know that matching the cruise line to the client is really important, and we don't have time to give everybody an overview of what all of these different cruise lines are like. And plus, we're not gonna like do your work for you. But do you want to play a game?
Here we go.
As a fellow beverage package enthusiast and with all of your knowledge in the cruise industry, I want to play a game where we are going to match the cruise lines as cocktails. So I'm going to give you a cruise line and you're going to tell me what cocktail or drink in general reminds you of that experience on board. So cruise lines as cocktails. Okay. First up, Carnival.
Craft beer, Bloody Mary.
I was thinking craft beer too, because don't they even have breweries on board?
Yes, they do.
All right, so we agree Carnival is craft beer.
And my favorite pub on Carnival, it has the craft beer, as well as they make a Bloody Mary where the vodka sits in all the vegetables and stuff, and you start your day with that. So, yeah.
I'm not a Bloody Mary fan, but I keep trying. Keep losing, but I keep trying. All right, what about just going sort of alphabetically celebrity?
Celebrity, mimosa in the morning. How's that?
I'll take mimosa in the morning for sure. But I was also thinking martini feels very celebrity to me.
Yeah, we could go there.
Right? Like, not only do they have the martini bar on board, but it feels just like a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, the name's celebrity, so you want to feel fancy, right?
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
All right, what about Norwegian Cruise Line?
Yeah, it's a craft cocktail. It's something a little nicer. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I'd go with something like
top shelf.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like margarita, but like on the rocks.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like not frozen. Maybe a little like jalapeno margarita, something a little spicy.
Yeah.
It's like unexpected in a way, I feel.
I'm with you.
All right.
I'm with you.
Okay. What about Royal Caribbean?
Royal Caribbean, boy, frozen drinks.
Frozen drinks
all around.
What's your favorite frozen drink?
Oh, gosh. I guess a strawberry daiquiri.
Yeah. I'm more of a daiquiri than a margarita gal myself.
Yeah, I am.
But for Royal, I'm going to have to go with Crown and Coke because of their logo being the crown and anchor. I don't know. It just seems right to me. Maybe a little girl. Crown vanilla. Nailed it. I also kind of just want to go get a drink now. And then last one, we'll end on Virgin Voyages.
Virgin Voyages, geez. I know you have this one in mind already, too. I used to own a bar, and I'm not too good at this.
Our producer used to be a bartender as well, so she's probably spinning right now with all of her answers.
So give me one for Virgin Voyages. Top shelf, right? Top shelf booze. Tequila. Oh, there you go. Tequila.
Well, Annie's cheating because she really likes tequila.
Yeah.
That's her drink of choice.
Well, what's in the song? Tequila makes your clothes fall off. So that would make it Virgin Voyages.
I mean, it is adults only. Take that as you will.
And when you drink tequila, you say sorry right off the bat. So.
You did call me on it, though. I do have one in mind, and I'm going to go with Dirty Shirley because of the red color going with, and, it's kind of fun, kind of flirty, doesn't take itself too seriously. I feel like that's very on brand for Virgin.
You got it.
But I won't know till I get on board, and I won't lie, that is like up there on my list of cruise lines I want to experience. I mean, honestly, I want to experience them all firsthand so that I know, but I love the idea of an adults-only vacation at sea. That's super appealing to me.
I haven't been there yet either, but that's what we always say. If people ask us, have you been on this cruise line, or how do you know all about it? Well, I haven't been there yet, but hey, when you guys go, call us up and let us know. So that's what we do.
Absolutely. So Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. I feel like we're gonna have to have you on for cruises part 2 because there's so much to talk about. Would you wanna?
Sure. I mean, some of the stories we got to put a little disclaimer ahead of time. Ooh, beware.
We've talked about this, doing like a travel stories unpacked after dark, like members only edition sort of thing. If you're into that, let us know.
We're just doing them in the office today.
We're here for you. We're here for the fans.
We'll bring Joanne in too. We're bouncing them off each other today.
We have to get her on. Well, thank you everybody for watching and unpacking cruises with us. We'd love to hear your cruise stories and your opinions, so please drop them in the comments or anywhere on social media using the hashtag #TravelStoriesUnpacked. And then keep coming back on Fridays where we're going to bring you new guests, new stories, new opinions, and all things travel. This podcast is brought to you by KHM Travel Group, which is a leading host agency for independent travel agents, and you can learn more at khmtravel.com.